So I'm out here in the barn. It's Sunday, the day before Memorial Day. Like to wish everybody a good Memorial Day. So far this weekend I've done nothing too fun, I guess you could say. I did go to the Great Lakes Science Center with my girlfriend, but what I did do is I worked the fields up, both of them. This one and that one over there. And I just got done seeding them. It's been raining off and on today. I've been seeding in between the rain, and I finally got done just as the heavy rain's gonna set in. I planted, there was a mixture of tall fescue, orchard grass, some kind of clover, I don't remember offhand, and Timothy I planted. And I actually didn't order enough seed. For some reason I was thinking these fields were 2 acres, but Dad seems to think they're closer to 3, and I don't remember. But I ordered enough seed for 2 acres, and just whatever grows, grows. I had everything at one time written down to what they were. I got the GPS from the school and marked them out, and I guess I'm gonna have to do that again. But it was all saved in my old phone, and when I switched it never transferred, and I wiped that phone out. And then in the field over by the goats, I had some forage oats that are a few years old. I did a germination test, and about 80% of them germinated, so I just did them in rows. I bought a little broadcast seeder that I tried to plant the grass with, and it didn't work. My field was too rough. But I bought a little broadcast seeder, and I did strips through the field, probably about 6 or 7 strips. I only had about 50 pounds of oats or so. And got that done. With it raining, I'm not gonna have to Cul-de-pack my fields, but what I am gonna do is after the grass starts growing, I'll run the Cul-de-packer through it to level it out, because this field's not as bad, but the other field's a little rough. The sand, it's hard to get level. It just wants to pile up and leave ruts. It just moves so easy. And my Cul-de-packer is not it's as wide as my disc, but it needs to be about 1 foot wider, and it would cover up what the disc throws out. I tried running the disc at a higher height, and it still wants to throw out windrows. So I did what I could do. But what I'm going to do now, since it's raining, I'm going to start cleaning the barn again, getting it back to the way it was before the party, as in getting the stuff that was in that room back in it. You can see the 4010's not in here. It's outside getting washed off. I got the disc hooked to it and didn't get it unhooked before the rain set in. So I'm just going to go through and organize the barn, move some stuff on them shelves higher up, and just start cleaning it up so I can get all the tractors back in here, and my manure spreader in here, and maybe room enough to get that combine in here to work on it. I really hate to leave it sit outside, but it's not bothering me right now because it needs washed off. Just like the manure spreader, they need washed off, so I'll let them get washed off. The combine, I'll probably have to pressure wash it to get all that crap off of it. And then once I get everything back cleaned up good enough, I'll probably be moving into my house in town and working on it, so that'll put a halt to most of the projects. The H, I'm making a parts list for it, what all it's going to need to finish it up. You need to get a new coil. I'm going to get the 12-volt coil for it. With it, you need a resistor. I got to get wiring for it. I'm not going to buy a wiring harness. They're $200, and there's only like 4 wires on these things. I got to get the bearings and seals for the transmission. I'm ordering a dipstick because the dipstick's missing, and that fun stuff. I'll make a separate video for the H, probably, but I'm gonna get some battery cables for it. It needs new gaskets, it looks like. So get it to where it'll run good, and once it's running good, we'll work on something else, and then eventually I'll paint it. Looking into getting some kind of sandblaster. I always wanted to get a dustless sandblaster, if you ever seen them, and go into business sandblasting stuff. I think them dustless blasters are pretty neat. It uses water. They sell a little kit you can put on a pressure washer, but I don't know how well them are. I'd rather spend a little extra money and get a good one than buy just a cheap one from Harbor Freight or whatever and get a good pressure washer. Those are two things I want to get: a good pressure washer and maybe a good dustless blasting kit for one, because I got a lot of stuff I'd love to paint. I got this tractor, that truck, the combine out there, the manure spreader. I got an old plow I'd like to redo for this tractor, and I was going to do this Cub Cadet, but I put it up for sale. I don't really need it. The money from it would go towards other projects. I got it for sale, and I got that manure spreader for sale. Got a couple bites on it. The lady that actually bought my red building that I sold called me the other day about that. I'm hoping she'll call me back. I'm going to do a review video on that before I sell it, because I had a guy ask for one, and I'll get that done. But I got them two mowers over there, so I don't really need this one. Plus I got another Craftsman mower over there where the lights are. Oh, that scared me. Whatever that was, it popped. So yeah, that's what's going on. Oh, and I can use that blaster on Betty when I go to paint her. So it's just an update video, what's going on. Got a lot of cleanup to do. A lot of cleanup. I got this seeder, and if you're wondering why I didn't use that seeder, I didn't have the four-wheeler that goes on. We made a special thing to mount that onto my grandpa's four-wheeler, and that four-wheeler is down in Kentucky today. So I didn't use that one. Plus the motor's going out on that one. It needs an electric motor. There's that other Craftsman mower. It's what I used to mow with, and then I let it sit out one winter, and it quit running right, and I used it and just parked it in there and haven't used it since. But you can see all this stuff. It's got to find its home again. These tables and stuff. Go back in here, you can see how clean everything is in here. Mom's supposed to come out and figure out what to do with some of the party stuff, but I'm going to start putting stuff in this corner over here. These are my corn shellers I bought. That Farmall 400, I have the chance to buy it again. The guy that I showed it to, the guy that farmed this place, he was going to buy it. Thought he had it bought for $1,500, and that was with everything. He said he'd like to get it running, and the guy said, okay, I'll let you get it running. Well, today they went over and went to go work on it, and the guy selling it said, I gotta have more money for it. So that pissed them off, and they said, no, forget it, which is really irritating because they already bought parts for it to get it running. What he did is he went and talked. He had a tractor salvage yard come up and give him an estimate on everything, and he said $1,500 would be good for that tractor with everything. And well, what happened is the guy went and talked to somebody that restores tractors, and that guy said it was worth way more. He's wanting $2,350 with everything now. I don't know if it's worth that, and it doesn't even run right now. It probably does run, but as of right now, the way it sits, it's not running. So I'm not going to pay that much for it. I think I'm just going to give him a standing offer, and if it doesn't sell, he's got like 4 months to get everything out, and if it doesn't sell within that time frame and he wants to get rid of it for $1,500, I'll give him a standing offer of $1,500 for it. But I haven't decided. I got other things to do. So it'd be a nice tractor to have. Just, it ain't top on my priority list. But I thought that was a pretty bad situation. They're not happy about it. That's pretty crappy of that guy. But I will say, I think I did get a good deal on my corn shellers, which is hard to believe. He wants, my grandpa priced out 5 hay hooks and 2 old corn planters. They're the kind that you just, they're like a, oh, how do you want, like a pogo stick thing almost. You stick them in the ground, you spread them open, and then the seed pops out. You pick it up, close it. It puts the seeds in there, you pop it in the ground. The hand corn planter, I guess. He wanted $200 for 2 of them with 5 hay hooks. I thought that was nuts. But I got these for $50 each, and they're worth at least 3 times that much each. So I thought that was good. I'm probably going to sell one of them. I'll probably sell this one, because this one was made in Tiffin, Ohio, which is about 15 minutes from me. And I think that's pretty neat. So, but I got to get to cleaning. Get this trash sorted out and changed, and get that nasty water. I don't know what the heck was in there, or why. That's just nasty. I don't know what that is. Don't ask me. I think they might have used that as a cooler or something. Ooh, pretty lightning. But anyways, that's the update. I got some videos coming out that are actually past due. One of them's just kind of a random collage of videos of stuff I did like 3 weeks ago before the graduation party. And then I got a video of me running a field cultivator through this. I didn't get any video discing other than a couple shots of my girlfriend discing. I was just in a hurry to get in front of the rain. So that's that. And I'm gonna get to work cleaning. So thanks everybody for watching, and I hope you have a good Memorial Day.